Hello kids, in today's class we are going to start with the new topic that how we have to draw a bar graph. So in the very first part what we have given is we are given with the data, and this data we have already seen. Okay, so this is the list of the sweets and the number of the students in the class who like those sweets. Now using this information what we have to do is we have to draw a bar graph, and these are the steps mentioned here that how we have to draw this bar graph. Okay, so let's try to plot it ourselves and then we will see that what has been drawn. Okay, so what we will do is first of all we are going to take the axis. That is, first of all we will make one vertical line and then we are going to make one horizontal line. Right? So now in this horizontal line, I am taking the name of the sweets. I am taking the sweets here, and here on the vertical one, I am taking the number of students. All right. So here we will have number of students. Now, what are the sweets name given to us? We have jalebi. I am writing here. Next we have gulab jamun. Gujia, barfi and rasgulla. Okay, so kids, first of all whatever we have, we are writing here on the right axis or in the horizontal axis and the vertical axis, they should always be in equal distance from each other. That is, the distance between these two, these all should be same. The distance between these two should be same. Okay, and same in the vertical direction as well. So I have mentioned the name of sweets in the horizontal, and now moving to the vertical, we are given with the numbers with highest number as 13. So what I am going to take, I am going to take the scale as 1 only here, since we have to use 13 also. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. So the distance between every number should be equal, and the scale which I have taken here is 1 unit. Okay, I'm mentioning here the scale I have taken here is 1 unit. That is, the distance, the difference between these two numbers is 1 unit here. Okay, so now let us plot it. So for jalebi, we have number of students as 6. That is here. We have 6 here. Okay. This is 1. So let us draw 6 here. Okay. Next we have gulab jamun. For gulab jamun, we have 9. So we will make a graph here. This is a bar graph. Then gujia. For gujia, we have 13, which is here. So this is how we have to make it. Then we have barfi, 3 only, and the last one is rasgulla, that is 7. Okay, so for rasgulla we have 7. This is the graph which we have to plot. Okay, so now let us see what has been plotted here. Same, we have the same thing, number of students mentioning here starting from 0. They are starting from 0, and here in the right axis we have taken the sweets, and the unit is 1 unit length again. That is, the scale is 1 unit we have taken here. Okay, so now we know that how we can plot a bar graph. Coming to example 2, the number of runs scored by Smriti in each of the 8 matches are given in the table below. So this is the number of runs which is scored by Smriti in 8 of her matches. So in match 1 she scored 80, match 2 50 and so on. Now in this example the minimum score is 0. Yes, so in match 6 she has scored 0, and the maximum score is 100. That is in match 4. Okay, using a scale of 1 unit length would mean that we will have to go all the way from 0 to 100 runs in steps of 1. So what they are saying is, like in this question, in the last question we took the unit length has 1 because the numbers, the data which was given to us was easy to plot if we use the unit as 1. But in this question, the next question where we have to plot the runs, if we will take the unit run, that means we will have to write the count starting from 0 till 100, okay, and which is unnecessary. So what we will do, we are going to take another scale in this scenario. And what they have done here, they have taken one unit as 10 runs here. So kids, how we have to decide that which scale we have to take depend upon the data given to us. If you see this data here, it is this data is a multiple of 10, okay, except 0, which is where we don't have to plot anything. All the other numbers, they are multiple of 10. So if we take the scale as 1 unit is equal to 10, it will be very easy for us to plot this graph, okay. And the same has been done here. So what they have done here is, starting from 0, they have taken 0 to 100, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That means the scale is equal to, once scale is equal to 10 units, okay. The difference between these two numbers is 10 here. So 10 runs. Scale is 10 units, that is runs, because the units in our case is runs. Now, in the right axis, they have mapped the matches, match 1, match 2, and so on. Okay. So, in the vertical axis, the runs, and in the horizontal axis, the matches played. So, in match 1, let us see the data. In match 1, that how much she has scored. So, using our books, we can see that in the first match, she has scored 80. So, 80 has been plotted here, right? And in the second match, it is 50. In the third match, 10. In the fourth match, 100. In the fifth, 90. In the sixth match, the score was 0. So, we have not shown any graph, okay. And then we have the next match. Again, she has scored 90, and in the last match, she has scored 50. So this is how this has been drawn. So it is all on the basis of the data given to us. We have to see which scale we can draw. Okay, so we have to practice more on this. Okay, next example is given here is, the following table shows the monthly expenditure of Imran's family on various items. So there is a family and there is a boy called Imran. Now in his family, the list of the items and the monthly expenditure on those items, that table is given to us. That is, monthly house rent given by them is 3,000. On food they spend 3,400, on education 800, electricity 400, transport 600, and miscellaneous means all other things except these, they are spending 1,200. Okay, now to represent this data in the form of graph, here are the steps. So the steps are given to us, and I think they have also drawn the data here. Okay, let's go through this. Now draw two perpendicular lines, one horizontal and one vertical. We know this, and then we have to mark this data. Let's see what they have done. So in the horizontal axis, horizontal is this axis, they have mentioned the name of the item on which expenditure is done, and on this axis they have mentioned the expenditure being done, the amount of money they are spending. So now kids, what is given to us here is this data. This data is given to us, okay, this data. And on the basis of this data, what we have to do is, we have to judge, we have to decide that, okay, which unit, which scale we should take. Okay, so we cannot take a scale of 1 unit here, because then up to 3,000 you will have to make the marks. And if at all, you can start with 50, but here there is nothing specific to 50 here, specific as in it is not something like 250, 350 and so on. So we can also ignore 50 here. Now the other thing is, we can take 100. right? We can take 100, 200, 300 and 400, so on. We can take like this also. But kids, again, if you will take 100 here, you will, and you have to reach till 3000. So that means 3000 divided by 100. You have to make around 30 markings here. Okay. So what we should do is, let's ignore 100 also. Why? Because our first number is not 100 here. So next what we can do here is, we can take 200, right? And we can take 400 also. If we take 200, let's see if everything is divisible by 2 here. Yes, see, 3000 is divisible by 2, 3400, 800, 4, 600 and 1200 also. So it is easy to represent using 200. Now coming to 4. If we use 4 here, so 600 is not divisible by 400. So it will be tough for us to represent this data, right? So what they have done is, they have taken 200 as the scale unit. See, so that means they are starting with the scale of 200, then 4, 6, 8 up to 30. We have the last unit till 3400. So it's okay if you draw till this here also, but they have extended it further more. They have drawn till 3600, which is fine. Okay. So now let us plot the food items and the expenditure here. First of all, we have house rent. House rent was 3000. So 3000 is here. This is the graph for, this is 3000. This is the bar graph for house rent. Next, we have food with 3400. So 3400 is here. They have plotted it here. The next one we have on education, it is 800, which is here. On electricity, it is 400. 400 is marked here. Next one we have transport, which is 600. So this is also marked. And the last one is miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is 1200. Okay. So this is the bar graph which has been drawn. Again, kids, again I'm reiterating this one on the scale. We are not taking the scale of unit 1 here, because we have to plot till 3000 and we cannot plot 3000 numbers. It's very, we can plot, but it's very, very tough. So it's better to scale it properly. Next, we can consider a scale of 100, and since with 100 also our highest number is 3400, that means we have to draw around 34 points. So what we have done, we have ignored 100 also. If there had been a number like 100 in the list, let's say there was something called as gross, anything stationery, maybe stationery and 100, in that case we should have considered 100. Okay, because then we have to plot a graph on it. But now we don't have to. So what we are doing is, we are taking a scale starting from 200 here, and since all the numbers are divisible by 2, so it's very easy to plot. We are not taking 400 because this is not divisible. Okay, so in this scenario, what would have been there, it would be somewhere in the middle. So it's better to plot with 200 here. Now coming to the questions here. Use the bar graph to answer the following questions. On which item does Imran family spend the most and the second most? So most of the expenditure is on food. Okay, I'm writing the answer here. For most, answer is our food. And on food, how much they are spending? They are spending 3400. And the second most is after food. Okay, the second largest number, which is 3000 for house rent. So they are paying house rent of rupees 3000 here. Okay, now is the cost of electricity about 1/2 the cost of education? What is the cost of electricity? The cost of electricity is 400. Okay, I'm writing here, the cost of electricity is 400, and the cost of education is 800. So the question is the cost of electricity half of the cost of education? Yes, because if we take a half of 800 rupees, it will be 400 rupees, which is equal to the cost of electricity. So answer to this question is yes. Next we have is the cost of education, which is 800, less than 1/4 cost of food. What is the cost of food? It is given to 3400 to us. So for this we will have to calculate this. This is, let us do this. This is 1700 and 2 and then again 2. So 800 is less than 850. When you divide it, you will get 850. And answer number 3, I'm writing here that cost of education, which is rupees 800, is less than 1/4 of cost of food. Okay, and we have calculated here how 1/4 of food is this, and it will give us 850. Our 800 is less than 850, so that means the cost of education is less. So answer to this is yes. Okay, so we have done this, and next what we have is we have figure it out. So the first question is, Samantha visited a tea garden and collected data of the insects and critters she saw there. Here is the data she collected. That is 6 mites, 10 caterpillars, 5 beetles, 3 butterflies, and 2 grasshoppers. Help her to prepare a bar graph representing this data. So kids, what we have here is that there is a girl called Samantha. She visits to a garden and she just analyze and she notes this data. Okay, and the data is that there were 6 mites, 10 caterpillars, and all these details. Now what we have to do is we have to prepare a bar graph representing this data. So how we are going to do this? First of all, we have to make a vertical line, and a horizontal line here. Okay, and next is we have to plot this. So what we have here, kids, we have the name of the insects and the number of the insects, right? So I am going to plot in the horizontal axis name of the insects, or I am just writing insects, okay, in the horizontal axis, and on the vertical axis I am going to plot the number of insects. This is the name of the insects and this is the number of insects. So first what we have is we have mites. I'm writing mites here. Then we have caterpillars. Next we have beetles. Beetles. Next we have butterflies. I'm extending this. And the last we have grasshoppers. Okay, this is a grasshopper. Now what we have to do is we have to plot here. Now to plot here, what we need is we need to see the scale. And how we are going to check the scale? On the basis of the data given to us. So if I take a unit scale of 1, kids, it will be easy to prepare this bar graph. Why? Because we have the numbers like 2, 3, 5, 6 till 10. Okay, so I'm taking 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'm extending it further here. So let's draw. For mites, there were 6 mites. So for mites, we have to take till 6. So this is our bar graph. Next, we have caterpillar, that is 10. So till 10, we have to extend this. Next, we have beetles, which are 5 in number. We have 5 here. This is beetles. Then we have butterfly, that is 3. And the last one we have is grasshopper, that is 2. Always remember the distance between the markings on the horizontal axis should be equal with each other, and also in the vertical axis should be equal with each other. Okay, I'm writing here scale I have taken as 1 unit. That means the difference between each unit, each marking here is 1 unit, that is 1 insect. Unit is insect here. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to draw. This is the bar graph for first question. Okay, now let's move to the second question. Pooja collected data on the number of tickets sold at the Bhopal railway station. So Pooja is a girl who has collected data on the number of the tickets that has been sold at the Bhopal railway station for few different cities of Madhya Pradesh over a 2-hour period. That is, within the period of 2 hours, how many tickets has been sold for the different cities of Madhya Pradesh has been plotted, has been written here. That is, number of tickets sold for Vidisha is 24, for Jabalpur is 20, Seoni is 16, Indore is 28 and Sagar is 16. Now what she has done further is she has used this data and she has prepared this bar graph to discuss this data with her students. Okay, but someone erased a portion of the graph. So kids, looking at this data, can you see what portion has been erased here? See, we have the name of the cities, but we do not have the number of tickets. The number of tickets is written here, but it is not plotted. The markings are missing. This has been deleted. So first of all, what I'm going to draw here is I'm going to draw a vertical axis here. Okay. Now let's move further in this question. Write the number of tickets sold for Vidisha above the bar. So the number of tickets sold for Vidisha is 24 here. Okay. Before we move into it, kids, let us try to identify the scale here. That what was the scale and what are the markings which have been erased. Okay. So if we see to this data, we have 24, 20, 16, 28 and 16. These are the numbers given to us. And also if we look at this chart here, let us take Vidisha. So for Vidisha, we have 1 unit, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I am just writing here for your ease. So for Vidisha, we have 6 units. Okay, right? 6 units has been plotted. And this 6 units has been plotted for which number? It is plotted for 24, right? This is plotted for 24. So now if I want to find out the units here, what will I do? This is nothing but this is 6 multiplied by unit, which has been erased, is equal to 24. And this unit is 24 divided by 6, which will give me 4. That means the scale here is 4 units. That means this is 0, this is 4. Then next to 4 we have 8, 12, 16, 20 and 24. Okay, I hope you understood this. Let me tell you again what I have done here is, we know that Vidisha has 24 number of tickets. Okay, this is given to us. Now if I see these chart, this has been plotted after 6 units, after 6 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means 6 units, this 24 contains 6 units, right? 6 units is 24 here, and unit is something which we have to find out, which was erased. So 6 into unit is 24 and unit is 24 divided by 6, which will give us 4. So that means 1 unit is taken as 4 here, 4 tickets. Okay, I hope this is clear. And on the basis of this, what I have done, I have marked these lines. I have again done the markings here. So it starts with 0, the first marking is 4, then 8, because the unit is 4. So after every 4 tickets, after every 4 number, we have to make the next marking. So this is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 and 24. Okay, and the next one what we have is 28. Right, now let us go through the question. Write the number of tickets sold for Vidisha above the bar. So the number of tickets sold for Vidisha is 24. Okay, as per bar it is 24 only. Next is write the number of tickets sold for Jabalpur above the bar. So this is the bar for Jabalpur, and according to the bar 20 tickets has been sold, right? Because if you will mark this, this is 20. Okay, and it was also given as 20, means this is correct. Now the bar for Vidisha, this one, is 6 units length. That is true, we just find out 6 units. And the bar for Jabalpur, that is this one, is 5 units long. This is also true because 1 unit is 4 and 5 multiplied by 4 is 20, which is the data given to us, 20 here. What is the scale for this graph? The scale is 4. We just find out the scale is 4 here. Next is draw the correct bar for Sagar. Now we have to draw the correct bar for Sagar. For Sagar, this is 16. Where is 16? This line is 16. Okay. So let us draw this for Sagar. So we know why we have drawn this, because this is 16 and this is for Sagar. The graph will, this bar graph will come here, and I am also making these lines inside. Next we have is add the scale of the bar graph by placing the correct number on the vertical axis. This we have done already, right? This we have done, this we have done. Now, are the bars for Seoni and Indore correct in this graph? Okay, the first one is Seoni, this is 16. This is 16. So for Seoni, this is correct. And for Indore, Indore is 28. But see kids, this is not 28 here. This is 18. See, it is between 16 and 20, somewhere in the mid. In the mid of 16 and 20 is 18. So this is 18. This is incorrect. Okay. So let us correct this. It should be 28. What we will do? We will extend it till here. Okay. Now the bar is correct. Okay, this is the correct bar. So the given is incorrect. If not, draw the correct bar. This we have done. So this question is done, and now let's move to the next question. It says Chinu listed the various means of transport that passes across a road in the front of his house from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So what Chinu has done is he has identified the number of transport that passes through the road which is in front of his house between this time span 9 and 10 a.m. and it has been mentioned here. Okay, and how he has noted it, he has noted like this: one bike and then one car comes. So he has written like this in the form of a list: bike, car, bike, bus, and so on. What we have to do is we have to prepare a frequency distribution table for that. Okay, so kids, we can use any method here since we have to make the frequency distribution table and it is not mentioned that which process we have to take. So we can use anything. Let's try using telemarks here. Okay, answer number 3. We are using telemarks. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'm going to make a table and write down the unique transports as in what all transport has been mentioned here, right? So this is count, and this is the transport. What we have is, we have a bike, then we have a car. I'm mentioning car here. Next we have bus, bicycle, auto rickshaw. I'm writing auto. And then we have scooter. Anything else? Yes, a bullock cart also. So a bullock cart. Okay, if you will identify any other thing, we will write. Now let's see how many bikes are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or let me do this here like this. You can count or you can also do it by telemarks. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then next 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 11, 12, 13. So this is 13. Coming to card, why I'm doing in telemarks, it will help you in the revision of telemarks also. And this is, by this way, you can also understand what are the different methods we can do this. We can also count directly and we can do it by telemarks also. Next we have card. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next we have bus. This is 1, and 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, this is 4. Next we have bicycle. Bicycle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. Next we have auto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Next we have scooter. Scooter is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And last is bullock cart. So how many bullock cart? 1, and 2. Okay, so 2 here, 2 here. This is 6, this is 4, this is 5 plus 3, 8, this is 5 plus 3, 8 again, and 9 and 2. Okay, now prepare frequency distribution for this data. This we have done. Which means of transport was used the most? So kids, if you see here, the means of transport which was used the most here is 13, which is bike. Okay, so first we have done, and the mostly used transportation here is bike because the number is 13, the maximum number. If you were there to collect this data, how could you do it? Write the steps or process. So again, we can count it, or we can also do telemarks. I personally feel that telemarks is a better count because you can do it in a fast manner. Next question you have is, roll a die 30 times and record the number you obtain each time, and prepare a frequency distribution table using telemarks. Okay, so this question you have to do using telemarks. Find the number that appeared. So kids, what has been asked here, that you have to take a dice and you have to roll it 30 times, and each time you have to note down the number you are getting on the dice, and then on the basis of that data you have to make a table. The table will be something like this. The table will be something like this. I'm just making a small table. The first one is the number on dice, and the number of time it is coming, that is the count. So let's say the 4 is coming, you are doing it 30 times, 4 is coming, let's say 7 times, 3 is coming, let's say 8 times, and so on. Okay, so this is something, this is your homework, this question you have to do it yourself. And if you have any confusion, please email me. You now know that how we use telemarks and how we have to do this question. So once you get this data, you have to see the minimum number of times. You have to find the number that appeared minimum times, the maximum time, and the numbers which have appeared equal number of times. This is very easy, and this is your homework also. Okay, now kids, rest of the questions we are going to pick in our next class. So I will see you all in the next class now. Okay.